Hello, my name is Andrew Connor. This is my audience. Thank you for coming today. Really appreciate it.
Wouldn't be anywhere else. Drew, let's go!
Love it.
In a society that functions at high speed, fast food has quickly been adopted as a preferred food of choice. Fast food restaurants and their advertisements are permeating our neighborhoods, schools, television, and culture. Burger King and Big Mac burgers have become defining foods of the typical American diet. Corporate goals aim to make these chains more geographically accessible, adding more and more chains to our neighborhood streets. McDonald's and Burger King are not the only fast food industries invading our communities, our minds, and our stomachs. Taco Bell, Pizza Hut, Kentucky Fried Chicken are just a few others. These industries are successful because they offer consumers a quick, cheap, convenient, and tasty meal that is often too high in fat and salt content and low in fiber and calcium. Here is a picture depicting the types of foods typically served by fast food restaurants. Included, you will see hot dogs, hamburgers, fries, grilled cheese, fried chicken, and other things of the sort. I'll pass this around. Creative marketing strategies that offer super value meals or supersized perks result in further promotion of these industries. Unhealthy processed foods such as these are a potential health threat since they contribute to the increased prevalence of obesity and chronic disease among Americans. To start, I'm going to tell you some of the negatives that come along with eating fast food, and then I'll expand further on them later. First, let's talk about fast food nutrition. Fast food nutrition should make up the minimal part of a healthy diet. Fast foods and junk foods are high in fat, sodium, and sugar, which can lead to obesity and a range of attendant health problems, including diabetes, health disease, and arthritis. Here are the facts about how excessive junk food consumption affects your body. Junk food doesn't contain the nutrients your body needs to stay healthy. As a result, you may feel chronically fatigued and lack the energy you need to complete daily tasks. The high levels of sugar in junk food put your metabolism under stress. When you eat refined sugar, your pancreas secretes high amounts of insulin to prevent a dangerous spike in blood sugar levels. Because fast food and junk food don't contain adequate amount of protein and good carbohydrates, your blood sugar levels will drop suddenly after eating, leaving you feeling grumpy, fatigued, and craving sugar. Also, junk food contributes to poor performance and obesity. Junk food contains large amounts of fat, and as fat accumulates in your body, you'll gain weight and could become obese. The more weight you gain, the more you'll be at risk for serious chronic illnesses, such as diabetes, heart disease, and arthritis. You could even have a heart attack. The high levels of fat and sodium in junk food can cause high blood pressure or hypertension. Excessive dietary sodium can also have a negative effect on renal function, even leading to kidney disease. In the short term, high levels of dietary fat lead to poor cognitive performance. You'll feel tired and have trouble concentrating because your body might not be getting enough oxygen. The high levels of fat and sodium in junk food and fast food can contribute to heart disease by raising blood cholesterol levels and contributing to arterial plaque buildup. The high levels of trans fatty acids found in many junk foods and fast foods can lead to fatty liver deposits, which over time can cause liver dysfunction and disease. Lastly, junk food can lead to diabetes. Over time, the high levels of sugar and simple carbohydrates in junk food can lead to type 2 diabetes. This occurs because eating too much sugar puts your metabolism under stress. When you eat a lot of refined white sugar and simple carbohydrates, your body has to pump up insulin production to prevent a dangerous spike in blood sugar levels. Because junk food doesn't contain the protein or complex carbohydrates that your body needs to maintain consistent blood sugar levels, your blood sugar levels will drop suddenly soon after eating. You'll crave sugar and likely end up eating more junk food. Over time, the stress damages your body's ability to use the insulin secreted by your pancreas. A healthy diet can help maintain your body's insulin sensitivity. Over time, this stress damages your body's ability to use insulin secreted by your pancreas. A healthy diet can help maintain your body's insulin sensitivity. Even in the short run, eating too much junk food can make you feel really uncomfortable. It can lead to mood swings, constipation, and lower your energy levels so that you lack interest in exercise you need to burn off extra calories. Back to obesity. Obesity is becoming the largest public health concern as we enter the new millennium, especially among children, and for a good reason. By looking at this chart, we can see the steady increase of childhood obesity in the last couple decades. I'll pass this around so that you can observe it. Obesity increases the risk for high cholesterol and fatty streak development, which translates into greater risk for cardiovascular disease. One meal at a fast food restaurant may contribute a significant amount of fat and sodium for the day. For example, McDonald's new Spanish omelet bagel contains 710 calories, 40 grams of fat, 275 milligrams of cholesterol, and 1,520 milligrams of sodium. High-fat diets and bigger portions in combination with decreased physiological activity play major roles in the obesity epidemic. Technology has its drawbacks since fewer children are playing basketball and the majority of them surf the net instead. Children consuming diets high in fat often displace nutrient-dense foods such as whole grains, fruits, and vegetables. Diets high in fat are also typically low in fiber because of the lack of complex carbohydrates. Complex carbohydrates are often higher in fiber, which is associated with lower cholesterol levels, improved digestive functions, and a decreased risk of cardiovascular disease and some forms of cancer. Some studies have shown that increased dietary fiber among children may be prevalent in the development of childhood obesity. Unfortunately, fast foods are more palatable, more filling, and more caloric per bite, resulting in greater demand and increased consumption. Fast food also has more social implications, often acceptable in peer environments or associated as rewards or celebratory meals. The high salt content of fast foods also pose many threats to the health of Americans young and old. As I explained earlier, salt consumption is associated with high blood pressure, strokes, and kidney function. But in addition, some studies have shown that calcium competes with sodium. In other words, as the intake of sodium increases, there is an increase in the urinary excretion of calcium. This increased excretion of calcium may be responsible for reduced peak bone mass and increased bone demineralization, which in turn increases the risk for osteoporosis and bone fractures among women. This concept is extremely important when thinking in terms of children who are in the critical stage of developing bone density. The recommended limit for sodium is 2,200 milligrams. On average, however, women consume 3,200 milligrams per day. Exceeding these recommendations is often easy since a Burger King Whopper contains 870 milligrams of sodium, and a large order of McDonald's fries contains 290 milligrams, making it possible for individuals to reach more than half that limit in one meal. On the other hand, the RDA for calcium is 800 milligrams per day. The average intake among women is less than 600 milligrams. This information illustrates the need for healthy food alternatives. Incorporating nutrient-dense food choices and healthy snacks into an active lifestyle may help improve the health of the general population and prevent the onset of disease. It is apparent that fast foods are always a temptation because they are widely available, convenient, and cheap. But as parents and educators, it is important to set examples for children to emulate. Parents and educators can be more involved in increasing awareness regarding the negative effects of fast foods and discourage children from consuming them. Since many food patterns during childhood, parents and teachers should avoid using fast foods as rewarding meals and attempt to educate children on healthy food choices. Supersizing meals to get more for your dollar may contribute to the unnecessary calories and fat. Encouraging the consumption of a balanced diet high in complex carbohydrates, such as legumes, fruits and vegetables, and whole grains may result in many health benefits. In addition, promoting a diet rich in calcium, which is found in dairy sources such as low-fat milk and cheese, or in other sources such as broccoli or kale, promotes peak bone mass and decreased risk for osteoporosis and bone fractures later in life. In general, a diet low in fat, especially saturated fat, low in salt, and high in fiber and calcium can prevent obesity and disease. Advocating nutrient-dense diets rich in whole grains, fresh fruits and vegetables, and increased physical activity may serve the greatest investment of society, the health of our youth. To give you an idea of how to allocate your foods for each meal, I will show you a visual representation. I'll now pass this around. I'm going to take a look at that.
Thanks, Drew.
Thank you.
Parents and teachers can educate and empower children by getting them involved in creating simple, fun, and creative home-made alternatives. Teaching children skills such as grating cheese, washing, and cutting vegetables may make them more apt to preparing meals and less likely to purchase fast foods. Some ideas are baked potatoes, which are a good source of potassium, iron, and vitamin C. They can be topped with low-fat sour cream, reduced-fat cheese, and steamed vegetables, as well as such as broccoli. Another idea is homemade pizza, made with pita bread, tomato sauce, grated low-fat cheese, and fresh vegetables. Other ideas are turkey burgers made with lettuce, low-fat cheese, and mayonnaise, or burritos made with baked beans, low-fat cheese, and vegetables. The ultimate message is that nutritious meals can be fun and can be incorporated into everyday life. Showing children how to prepare low-fat snacks and meals may deter them from developing unhealthy eating patterns and prevent the onset of obesity and disease. Thank you for listening to my speech today. I hope you have learned a little about the adverse effects of fast food consumption, and I hope my speech today will in some way influence your decisions in the future. Thanks again.
Last thing is so fun.
We
You killed it, Drew.
yeah.
Yeah, bro.